Hey, kid. Hey, you. Over there.
What? I heard you the first time. But don't call me kid.
Then respond when someone speaks to you.
I was ignoring you. Hope you go away or shut the hell up.
With an attitude like that, you surely would have been a name on the wall. I might have taken your sorry ass out.
You have a lot of nerve asking for help with your attitude. You look old enough. Why isn't your name on the wall?
Well, it would have been, but I was waiting for your sorry ass to show up.
Flattery will get you nowhere. Asshole.
Did I meet you someplace? Maybe in some fucking nightmare?
If you weren't so old decrepit, I'd consider kicking your ass all the time.
What is your problem? All I need is a little help. Don't be such a jerk.
Okay. Quit your bitching. I'll help you out.
Okay, over by the bench, here in the shade. There we go.
Damn old people.
Yeah, you may regret those words someday. So why are you here?
Waiting for your sorry ass to show up.
Ha ha, touche.
I came here, but I'm not sure why. I found a picture of my grandfather. He was with a lot of other men. All of them had weapons, and they're all dressed in tiger fatigues. He served in Vietnam and never returned. He's an MIA.
What year?
Don't know. I found the picture in the attic of my grandmother's house with the other family photos.
What's the name? Oh, by the way, my name is Joaquin, and yours?
Joe. His name is John from Murdoch. He was first born in the family, so they expected a lot from him. One of his sisters is still alive. I'll go to her for more information. He was my mom's dad.
Oh, why the interest? Vietnam was a long time ago.
He was my grandpa. That's reason enough. Never mind that he fought and died for his country. Damn, you should know that. In the picture, his eyes seem to be looking straight at me. I got this eerie feeling.
Sorry, I'm an old soldier who's lived too long. You want to know a secret?
Sure, I'm good at keeping secrets.
Okay then. This wall has majestic powers. Your grandpa is reaching out to you. He knows you're here, looking for him.
Wait. I'm supposed to believe that my grandfather, could possibly be channeling himself from you? Bullshit. This is crazy talk.
Well, believe what you want. I wouldn't write it off though. I've been coming here for years. I very seldom speak to anyone.
Well, you're not me, old man. This is getting strange. Maybe I should get the hell out of here.
Well, don't be scared. This is a chance for you to communicate with your grandfather. People do it all the time. By the way, what are you planning to do with that gun you're trying to hide?
That's none of your business.
A gun can cause you many regrets. Are you thinking about killing someone? Or maybe an armed robbery? You think carrying a gun makes you a man? What the fuck are you thinking? Once you take a life, you'll never be the same. Take it from someone who knows. Dead is dead. It doesn't matter where it happens, in the jungles of Vietnam or on the streets of America. I receive medals for killing. In America, you go to jail.
You know what? You can go and fuck yourself. Here I go again. I have a temper that's close to insanity. Who the hell does this stranger think he is? Try and act as if he knows me. Shit, I don't even know myself. My mother died, then her mother died. There was never enough money for the nice things. No siblings, just me. There is no one. Have a void I cannot understand. The only thing left are memories, and this picture that I truly believe is my grandfather. He left somewhere in Vietnam. I never met the man, I'm sorry to say. I want to believe this wall will bring us full circle, and somehow we make that connection that I so much want to believe. He left somewhere in Nam, and my mother was never the same. She was a daddy's girl. I live with a desire that I cannot deny. I need a home, I need to be respected in this world in which I'm a prisoner. Without respect, you're nothing. I've been a street thug most of my young life. I lied to others as I lied to myself. This gun makes me feel safe. What am I running from or running toward? I don't know. Killing for gang is not an option. Somehow, I must find a better way. The days are long and the night shadows frighten me to the core. I don't know why I feel as if life reflects a locomotive, heading for that inevitable collision, and I can't get off. What's to become of me? This stranger could be my savior, or maybe my downfall. He could lead into an abyss from which I'll never recover. Time waits for no one. I'm desperate. Who knows? Maybe I'm destined to take my own life. I haven't a clue. I must be diligent and open my eyes. This stranger could be my downfall or my savior. So I might as well shut my mouth and listen. See, man, this is hard for me to digest. Up till now, I only wanted to fit in. But now the universe could be my oyster. And I, simple pearl, come what may be, I need to embrace faith. If I'm to love someone, I must first love myself. And that's easier said than done.
Come on, son. You're here to talk, so let's talk. After the war, I carried a gun for protection. So I told myself.
Let's just say I carry it for the same reason. Now can we let it just go at that? It's personal, and I see no reason why I should explain myself to a stranger. And as far as that wall is concerned over there, you can cut out the crap. Just a wall with a bunch of names.
It takes time. You must be patient.
Patience. I'm running out of patience. Can you tell me why so many soldiers commit suicide? What's up with that? Have you thought about taking your own life?
Are you thinking of killing yourself?
That's none of your business.
Well, you're right. They say every day 22 vets take their own lives. As far as I'm concerned, I'm living on borrowed time. You know, those names mean a lot of different things to the people that come here. We all have one thing in common. We each lost a loved one. In my case, I lost many. Too many.
I'm sorry for my outbursts. I know the cost you guys paid. Somehow, I must learn to listen. Sometimes, I don't know if I'm coming or going. I want to believe in something, though. I feel helpless. My grandpa is dead.
Yes, he is, but you can communicate with him only when you learn to believe and learn to listen. Your grandfather paid the ultimate price. The war just kept escalating. The more we gave, the more they took. Didn't you learn about it in school?
We were just taught about the big barriers, how the whole thing turned into a quagmire. America left, and the communists moved right in. They say that Ho Chi Minh City was once called Saigon. We mostly learned that Vietnam was a war that can't be repeated.
Well, that's true. You know, one day I realized what a fool I was. Although I've been very successful at whatever endeavors that I undertook, problem was I always felt empty inside. Happiness just became a word. Money became vulgar.
You survived. Isn't that enough?
Not in my book. At one time I wanted so much to be like the rest, to have a real family and belong somewhere. Somehow I became a Yankee rebel son. Meaning I love all of America, right or wrong.
I wonder what my grandfather would think if he were here. I guess he was his own man. No. I need to know more about him, what became of him, and why no one talks about him.
Well, your grandfather has finally come home. He's here among us. I truly believe his spirit can rest now.
Want to see a picture of my grandfather?
Sure. Oh. Yeah, I see guys like them in the Nam.
You did?
They were called LRPs. That was short for long-range recon patrols. Had to have your shit together to run with those guys. There would be 5 or 6 guys to a team. Their job was to gather information, but some teams went out and were never heard from again. Maybe that happened to your grandfather. One day the letters just stopped. No closure for the family, no body to bury.
Tell me, what was it like? It had to have been severe, or there wouldn't have been so many names. I wish my grandpa was still alive. Maybe he would tell me something that I didn't know in life.
It was sad. Sometimes I wonder if anyone will remember me. Unlike my brothers, their names are embedded in granite forever.
Do you have family? Friends?
I only had JD. I never knew my biological mother or father. My adoptive mother treated me, she loved me unconditionally. My adopted dad treated me well, always giving me good advice. I have a few friends. We all live at Walter Reed Hospital.
My dad told me he'd always be on my side, no matter what.
You're a very lucky young man, and my hat's off to your father.
I have friends, but family comes first. My dad says blood is thicker than water.
Again, I say kudos to you. Always be mindful that even your best friend can turn on you. That can mess up your mind. And sometimes it can leave you with a broken heart.
Maybe that's what I'm feeling. Like he's lost. We need to find each other. I don't know why I feel this way. I don't know what he'll say or what anybody else will say. Especially my dad. What do you think?
I can only speak from my limited experience. I tell you this because from what you told me about your dad, he might understand.
I'll think about telling him.
Men were different back then. They were the man of the house and everything had to be their way. Men were men, or at least they thought they were. And men don't cry. They treated their children like property.
Did your parents ever tell you that they love you?
Oh yes, many times. They called me their angel. We went to church every Sunday. They loved each other and they shared that love with me. It was one of the happiest times of my life.
Did you care about your parents?
Oh yes, more than anyone will ever know.
I'm thinking I want to enlist.
Why would you do that?
Because I want to be free, like my grandfather was.
Well, who am I to tell you what's the best route to take? You can see the world on your own.
Yeah, but it's not going to be as fun. Besides, my grandfather served, and I want to be like him. In the picture, he looked happy. I'm pretty sure he's free to do whatever he wanted to do.
Well, I'm sure he was, but he was with real friends. But the camera only shows what is happening for 1 second. Afterwards, no telling what went down. That picture may be all that's left of them.
You're right. I never thought about it like that.
Very few people know what they want. And then they enlist or get drafted and rest or just looking for adventures. Others, 3 hots and a cot. Which one are you?
3 hots and a cot. The adventure, I guess, will come later, if at all.
Then you better not enlist. They will use you, abuse you, and when they're finished with you, they'll act like they never knew you.
Did they do that to you and other vets? If so, then that's another thing they fail to tell us in school.
Then you enlist or are drafted, your ass belongs to them. God help you if the politicians start a war. Then, when it's over, they send you home. You with the rest of the unlucky bastards.
Unlucky? Why? They made it home.
Well, yes, they made it back, but in what kind of condition? They will never be the same. They will suffer the rest of their lives. The ones with mental problems were put on a waiting list. I waited 40 years, but by that time, it was too late. The damage had been done. So they gave me money. There's no magic bullet to cure your troubled mind. I heard no apologies. The church bells were broken. I hid in silence.
You sound so bitter. I don't blame you.
I guess I am bitter. I had dreams of being someone. Being a soldier was not at the top of the list. I was 19 years old when I got my draft notice. Vietnam put an end to any dreams I might have had. Life turned into a nightmare.
That's a shame. By the way, what's that hanging around your neck?
This is what the Army calls a P-38. My friend Danny gave it to me over 50 years ago. It's used for opening cans of sea rations, which reminds me it's time to eat something on top of everything else. I'm a diabetic. You can also use the can as a stove. You cut out holes around the bottom and then drop in a heat tablet or a small piece of C4. Most of us sent home for Tabasco hot sauce. Sea rations are kind of hard to deal with.
Bummer. You must have liked Danny. Keeping on P-38 all these years?
He was a boy who went to war and never returned. He died in my arms.
Damn. Another bummer. Getting back to my original question, how was it serving in Vietnam and coming home?
Well, Vietnam was a place where you knelt in prayer, and the next minute you'd curse out God. We as a country were divided. The vets, like myself, were treated as if we had done something wrong. Even the VA turned us away. If you had a wound they could see, okay. If you had a wound they couldn't see, then it was, get a job.
Damn, that doesn't sound right. Nowadays, they treat veterans with so much respect. That's why I want to join up. I want to serve my country.
Well, many years have passed since I was your age. All I wanted to do was get on with my life. They can make you do almost anything, even kill or die for them.
I don't know if I can kill anyone.
When it comes down to that, you alone make that decision. I saw guys just throw down their weapons and roll into a ball, crying, screaming, I don't want to die! Took me a long time to understand them. Today, I know that some men just can't do certain things. It's not their fault. They were just being themselves.
How did you manage to handle all that? It couldn't have been easy.
I was 19 and I thought of myself as invincible. I quit high school, so I didn't know shit. Kill or be killed was all I knew. It was as simple as that.
Nothing is simple when you take a life. But then again, I wasn't there.
That's right. In combat, you really have no time to think. If you do, then you die. No, sir, I learned it was better to shoot first and ask questions later. I never took a hit.
You got lucky.
Luck had very little to do with it. When you're a real soldier, your reward is staying alive. Dodging bullets was the name of the game. Then one day you go home. That's when the real struggle begins.
You say that as if coming back home is such a bad thing.
Well, it can be. I guess that depends on what you have waiting for you. Then you might stand a chance. Still, sometimes that doesn't even help. Then you're really on your own.
I can't imagine how my grandfather would have felt had he made it home. I need to know more about him. Did you have someone come home to?
Yes, but I never had the courage to tell her about the evil things I had done and seen. Marianne was her name. Years later, I felt like a fool. I let her go, not knowing what I had. One day, she moved on. She absolutely loved me. Remember, always be a gentleman. You know what a real gentleman is supposed to be?
Sure. Show respect for people. Be nice to people. Do the same and let others do the same for you.
Very good, but not exactly.
Then what am I missing?
A real gentleman is exactly that, a gentle man. My mother once told me that. We have a lot to talk about.
We sure do.
Shortly after Marianne moved on, I left town. I became an island. I trusted no one.
Sounds like a bad dream.
It was. She liked my uncle, Joe Eddie, but she couldn't get past his drinking and low self-esteem. He saw too much in Korea. That experience blew him away. One day, he quit struggling with his demons. Our angels were dead. All that was left were their ashes.
What do you mean earlier that your uncle quit struggling?
He took his own life. I blame no one. Playing the blame game gets you nowhere. He was a troubled man. Korea consumed his body and soul. Vietnam was a place where everyone did what they wanted, with little or no consequences. It wasn't like World War II, where they knew why they were fighting. No, sir, this was something very different. The troops were 18 or 19 years old, and they were led around by young second lieutenants. Their only claim to fame was 90 days of training and a gold bar.
I heard it gets hot over there. It gets hot right here in D.C.
But it was. Some of the guys exaggerate the temperatures. I can tell you one thing. If you were a grunt, it didn't matter. We would freeze in the mountains and sweat in the valleys. We carried at least 80 pounds of equipment.
Now, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but how did it feel knowing you could die at any moment?
Well, I saw more combat than some, and less than others. We fought only to survive, nothing more. We were the meanest bastards in the valley, kings of the mountains. We took no prisoners.
Were you scared? I know I would have been. You had me in your game all the time. Do you think my grandfather was a good soldier?
Of course he was. I always tell people that I was scared. The truth is I wasn't. I didn't know any better. As time passed, I became numb to all the horror and pain. I became truly subhuman.
You look okay to me.
I lost so much.
It's okay.
You should see me when I walk.
You can walk? Why are you in the wheelchair?
A long time ago, I had this pain in my back. It kept me from walking. So I found out carrying all that gear around in the war could have been the culprit. So I started using a cane. Then came the day of this chair. I could walk for short periods of time. I hold on to the handles, and I sit when I need to.
I guess you're right about me reevaluating my options. I could land somewhere that I don't like. Then what?
Always do that. You'll stand a better chance to achieve your true calling in life. I made my share of mistakes.
You talk to me as if I know you forever. I bet Grandpa made me listen to all his good advice. I feel close to him. But how can this be? I never met the man. All I have of him is his photograph.
Well, that picture is your connection to him. It's critical. Your grandpa may have been waiting for a long time to see you and hear your voice. I pissed away my teenage years. I came damn close to losing my freedom several times.
Wait, you been in jail?
Yeah, but I knew it was time to move on. I knew when it was time to move on. Things happen that I would rather forget. When I'm asked where I'm from, I always say Baltimore.
So, you found your own hometown. That's real cool. You found your own way. I want to be just like that. Instead of going along with the rest of the crowd, just to be satisfied with a job, house, kids, you must have been lonely.
Yes, I stayed away from most people. I was fortunate enough to make some acquaintances. They became lifelong friends that I cherish to this day.
What about your family?
Well, my adopted parents died together in a car accident. Joe Eddie was his youngest brother. Getting back to the war, I arrived there in December of '66, a couple of weeks before Christmas.
I'm sorry to hear about your parents.
Well, they died together. Somehow I feel they would have wanted it that way.
Getting back to Christmas though, you were far from home, and on top of that, you were a stranger to the troops.
Well, Christmas at home was sad. Returning home was harder than dying. It's a blur to me now. I do remember crying a lot. So that no one could ask me why I was crying, I hid a lot. I doubt they could have understood.
I wonder how it was going to be for my grandfather when he returned after the war. I know he's probably a great soldier, like you and your brothers on that wall.
Only God can answer that. Don't feel sorry for me. There were many vets crying that day. Looking for work was a real bummer. We weren't needed. They would tell me, you should have stayed in school. They were right.
Who said that?
Some guy who had a job. We called them the establishment or Big Brother. Now today they're known as large corporations and big government.
Sounds like a bad dream. You go up and fight for your country, then when you return, they have nothing for you? Am I being correct?
Well, yes and no. Yes, I needed help, but no one was listening, and I wasn't talking. I had a drug habit. There were no rehab centers. You would cold turkey in a cold iron cell, much to the amusement of the police.
Which was worse, going to Vietnam or surviving? Coming back to a place where they can't understand you, so the only solution was to lock you up.
You're a bright kid. Get a good education. Always look out for number one. Don't be selfish, but only give what you can. Always leave a little for yourself.
I think you might be right. I wonder what my grandpa was thinking when he had to go to Vietnam.
Was he drafted or did he volunteer?
I don't know. I wasn't even born then, but I feel like he's inside of me. When I saw that picture, I felt like he was looking into my soul. I came here, but I don't know why.
You came here for the same reason we all come to this wall, looking for answers to difficult questions. I come here to feel good. I can remember my friends with a warm heart. My friend Danny once said something like that.
You want to die, don't you? Well, you can live another 10 years. Like I said, we're friends now.
Yes, I do want to die, but I need to do that with honor. Like the soldier I never wanted to be. Death will be liberating. Somehow, I know I'll be okay. No one should shed a tear.
I have friends, but they're still young like me. You, on the other hand, have good advice that I need to hear. My dad can be so demanding.
Well, that's because he loves you. You're an extension of him. When he tells you he loves you, he means it. You never mention your mother.
Mom died giving me birth. I didn't know that until I graduated from high school. Dad saw I was old enough to understand.
He's a wise man. No need to put such a burden on a child.
Do you have children?
No, I was never that brave.
What do you mean? You must be brave. You stepped up when your country needed you. You even went to war.
True. But we're talking about two different definitions of what bravery means. On the battlefield, it takes a lot of courage, but having a family takes another type of bravery. Like your dad, he carried a lot on his own. Now, I'm not sure I would have held it in for so long.
I never thought about it like that.
I was always afraid to have children. I don't know what I would do if something happened to them. When I lost my adopted mother and father, I just sat there and stared at their bodies in a casket. I couldn't cry or get emotional. They both meant a lot to me. They were my best friends.
I'm sorry. I want to be your friend.
Oh, thank you, Joe. That means a lot to me. I can always use a friend.
Do you mind if we talk about Vietnam? I want to know how it was over there. Then maybe I can understand the need to know about someone I sadly never knew.
Well, it was a dirty war. I learned that the hard way. The uneducated and the poor fought the war. Yes, there were the rich kids, we called them crusaders. I guess they believed they could take it just like the common guy. And their counterparts became second lieutenants. Then they landed in Vietnam, not knowing their ass from a hole in the ground.
That's so crazy. You're all Americans, just trying to survive.
The enlisted men were the backbone. Officers, especially the second lieutenants, needed to listen to the enlisted men. I'm talking sergeants, platoon leaders, squad leaders, even a well-seasoned private could make a difference.
You would think they had known better.
I once was involved in a heated argument with a new second lieutenant about moving faster if we took the fresh trail. I explained that they would lay booby traps. Not to kill, but just enough to have to call in a medevac. That would take time, and then we would lose the fresh trail.
How arrogant of him, not to trust the word of someone who had been there longer than him. I guess he didn't know any better.
Guess not. He didn't like my advice, so he replaced us with his guys. It wasn't long before we heard an explosion. The point man lost a foot. Time to call in the medevac.
I feel bad for the soldier that lost a foot. All because of rank overriding good advice? That soldier didn't have to be wounded.
I once told a friend that if I took a hit and it was devastating, he should take me out. Years later, I said to myself, what was I thinking? Anyway, that's a hell of a thing for a 19-year-old to contemplate.
When I see documentaries about war, it makes me think that's what real men do. Some come home heroes. I feel like I won't be a part of that.
Someone said all men are created equal, few become heroes. Some wars are not worth it. It happened in Korea and Vietnam. I told you about my Uncle Joe Eddie, who took his own life after seeing action in Korea.
Yeah, you said he was good to you.
I'm gonna leave this rope around your neck because you're no better than a dog. You VC? Me no VC. You always say that. If I say you're VC, then God damn it, you're VC. It's as simple as that. I make the rules here, you sneaky little bastard. And you're number 10 GI. So what do we have? Speak English. That's good. That means you're gonna understand everything that I am about to say to you. My men tell me they saw you speaking to the Vietnamese barber that cuts our hair. He was a spy. That asshole was shot and killed last night, and his body is still hanging from the barbed wire. He and his comrades tried to breach our security. Now, tell me the plan. I'm no BC, and you're still a number 10 GI. I speak English. I was educated in England. Well, be damned. What do we have here? A prisoner of war that speaks perfect fucking English. I'm impressed. Now, what are we gonna do with you? You're going to send me to the proper authorities. No! You're in limbo. And now I am the judge, the juror, and maybe even the executioner. I call the shots here. You're nothing. And who are you? This war will end sooner or later. And then what? Don't you know that your own country is against you? They protest the war every day. They count the dead bodies daily. You are in the wrong war. So when or if you return to the US, fuck you! You keep talking like that, and I may just decide that you were never even here! You know what that means? Huh? That means I'll blow your ass away, and the animals will come take their share! No body, no foul. You would do that. And a heartbeat without remorse. But why? In case you've been misinformed, this is NAW! This is war! And in war, anything goes! In war, soldiers have to have a backbone. Courage that can lead them to an early grave, fighting for just an ounce of fucking freedom.
Well, that may be true. But I know why I'm here. The question is, do you?
Damn right I know why I'm here.
And that is?
To prevent the dominoes from falling. I'm here to stop you commies from taking over South Vietnam. We fight with one hand tied behind our backs. We're held back by a bunch of liberal bureaucrats. Who's gonna protect you from these communist bureaucrats, huh? Just good old-fashioned politics.
You've been indoctrinated to believe that propaganda. I fight to keep my country from being torn apart. I mean, think about it. It would be like if we invaded your country. Say that we invaded Florida. Your country would fight to keep everything intact.
Yes, but you send people to re-education camps. And if they fail to go along with your propaganda, the alternative is death. We protect the innocent.
I know all about your search and destroy policy. You kill with impunity. Anything that walks, you kill. And then you go and try to set the whole village on fire. As if you're trying to erase all that you've done. You're a bunch of hypocrites. I've witnessed all your evilness.
It's all a part of war, my man. Don't blame all the atrocities on us. The South Vietnamese just want to be free, and I'm here to make sure that happens. You're right. The war will end someday. But then again, you may not be around to witness the end.
You don't frighten me!
I should!
My cause is just! I didn't come here to be marginalized by someone like you. I am a patriot. What will you call yourself?
A freedom fighter! I emulate freedom! I was born to do battle. Truly feel like this is my rendezvous with destiny. I finally found a home. I may die here. But my legacy will live on. And me and my boys will be remembered for the sacrifice that we made here. You, on the other hand, would just be another dead gook.
You need to visit one of our re-education camps. And what about that puppet president your government installed? President Diem was corrupt to no end. He killed and tortured his own people. President Kennedy was shocked when he heard the news. And by 1963, the U.S. had many troops on ground, so-called advisors.
More propaganda. You and your gang terrorize villagers at night. You take their young boys and you turn them into killers. You take their food, and anyone who dares to defy you, you cut off one of their limbs. You have the nerve to call yourself a patriot.
Bullshit! They were traitors to our country!
That's what you want me to believe? Huh? They're just plain folk. They don't understand why you fight for a dictatorship. They consider Uncle Ho an instigator.
Dare you criticize me? This is our country! And when this is all said and done, we will be the victors. And all of you will go back home to your little homes in the suburbs. You will all try to act victorious, but deep down inside, you will know that you won the battle, but lost the war. Then you will realize that you're nothing. Vietnam will hunt, no matter where you're headed.
I'm what you call a liberator. The United States is a beacon of liberty and hope. You want to install a dictatorship. Place your own people in bondage. Mao sacrificed his people. Ho Chi Minh will do the same. Or Uncle Ho, as you call him.
Did you know he once believed your so-called beacon of hope? But you ignored his words? He wanted to negotiate, not war. But no one listened. And then your country had a great idea. You imperialists decided to accuse us of attacking your battleship in the Gulf of Tonkin. We had a rowboat to your destroyer. It was all a lie.
Uncle Ho can kiss my ass!
He wouldn't know where to stop.
Fuck you! I live by my own creed. America, right or wrong. Yeah. Saw the Buddha set himself on fire to protest the Diem regime. Shortly thereafter, Diem was murdered. And it was later discovered that it was your sandal fighters, later to be known as BC, that took him out.
The so-called sandal fighters were instrumental in removing the French from our country. They exploited our people constantly. They raped the land and gave us very little in exchange. And now here come the Yanks. Sooner or later, your country will grow tired of giving up their sons and daughters.
I was in the Hobo Woods, just northeast of Saigon. We ran into a hornet's nest. There must have been hundreds of goons. Suddenly, our leader was taken out. So I stepped up and I took control of the situation. Been here long enough to know. The enemies, they were in disarray. We were able to outflank them. Toward them, a new asshole. Now, that's the real battle, if you ask me. We've become savages that walk upright, only to kill and eat our own. Blessed is he who bows down to no one. We only kneel before our Lord in heaven. Warriors to the end, each carrying their own cross, whether it be a cross or a Nazi banner, who knows the difference? Mano to mano. Savagery was everywhere. And we took no prisoners. Only the smart and the strong survived.
You've been here far too long. No one in their right mind likes killing.
Don't you understand? It's not about the killing. It's about the power. I've gone up against some fine enemy soldiers. But when all the mayhem is over, only the true victors rise and look down on the enemy dead. We've earned that power. Now I kneel when I mourn my young, brave warriors. For they are the true heroes and victors.
Your philosophy is correct. But you fail to see the loss of many family members. The ones who were left behind, like mine.
You know, the odd thing was that men reported seeing tattoos on many of the soldiers. They were definitely NBA. Some were young women. It was later discovered that the tattoos said, "Born in the North, to die in the South." Now who's gonna blink first? Because those were also someone's sons and daughters.
Truth be known, no one ever loses in war. No one wants to lose. How can anything be right when all we know, everyone is always wrong? I dream of bringing my family back to where we belong. make a life for ourselves, a home on our own land.
Yeah. I never had a real home. The social worker told my foster parents that I was fished out of a dumpster in Baltimore. I was literally yesterday's trash. All my foster parents were good people. But I was always running away. Why? Shit, I don't know. I just always felt like something was missing. And then the army came for me. And they put me back into that dumpster. So I live in a squalor, not of my own making.
That's a hell of a way to come into the world. I never knew my mother. She died when I was just a baby. And my father, he was a merchant. He dealt with diamonds. And me, I was born in North Vietnam and raised in England.
You know, since we're reminiscing, I heard a rumor that the atomic bomb is being considered to be dropped on Bin Bin too. The United States offered it to the French. The French declined. The French thought it would cause too much carnage on both sides. Bad fucking politics, if you ask me.
And so if you had a say in it, how would you have voted?
Come on.
You're right. Dumb question. I think I know the answer to that.
I would have smoked them up. My reason would be it would save more lives in the long run. Like we did in World War II. Hiroshima and Nagasaki took the hit. You see, war is a calculated risk. And then they sent us in to mop up the mess.
See, you just proved my point. The U.S. claimed they were just bystanders. Don't you see the hypocrisy in all of this? Your President Johnson has no idea what he's gotten himself into. Robert McNamara is nothing but numbers, man. He calculates how many soldiers will die.
Yeah. What a guy. You know, he was once a big shot in the Ford Corporation.
Don't you care that you're just a statistic?
Not at all. I've been trained to be a warrior. For now, that's what I'll do. I didn't ask for this job, but now that I'm here, I do what I have to do. Me and my men, we must look past the menace of polluted politics. So, you have a family.
Yes. A beautiful wife and 2 children. They're all in England.
Then you should have stayed with them. Now I have to decide what to do with you. Don't you understand? You're a fucking spy!
Oh, so we're back to that?
We never left the subject! Don't you understand why they brought you to me? The higher-ups don't have the balls to take you out. They suddenly leave the safety of the CP. They surround themselves with barbed wires and claymores. They prefer not to know what happens outside of the fucking perimeter.
And so they make you the man for the job. You do this, and it will haunt you for the rest of your days.
You're a fool. I think this is my first kid. To me, you are just another dead goop to add to my list. No trial. Don't worry, it'll be fucking quick. Besides, it's lunchtime. I'm getting home.
You're kidding, right? This is about that spy hanging on the wire. You still think I'm his comrade, but you have no proof. Only hearsay. I demand to be taken to higher command. You are a burnout!
Demand? Burnout? Fuck you! military law. It's my duty to carry out those orders. Tell you what. Tell me the plan. You might see your family again.
I know, Spy. I have no more say in this matter.
I'm growing tired of you and all of your business. Normally, I don't spend as much time on you things. Soldier, prepare the prisoner for execution.
Wait. Who are you talking to? You're insane. This is getting way out of hand. You have no decency.
Down on all fours like the dog you are. Maybe I should just fucking strangle your ass. Huh? No. A bullet will have to do. You won't suffer much. Then you can know that I have some fucking decency left in me. Say hi to Satan when you get home. There will be soldiers on both sides awaiting your arrival. Godspeed.
You're not serious. This is crazy. You can't just kill a person. I'm a POW. I have rights. The Geneva Conference gives me rights.
You don't have shit. You don't have shit. I'm gonna ask you one more time. What's the fucking plan?
I swear, I don't know of any plan. Please don't kill me. What will become of my family? I don't want to die. Please, I swear, I will fight no more, please.
It's too late. It's too late. I have to keep my reputation intact. I gotta show my power. Fear fears me. Those assholes in Washington, they need to stand up and they need to take notice. Fucking cowards, hiding under their desks. We fight to win. Your family isn't my concern. I told you you should have stayed with them. Soldier, prepare the prisoner for execution.
What's the matter? You can't face me, huh? Take this hood off of me!
Hell no. Besides, I don't need your brains splattered all over me. Do you have any last words?
Yes. See you in hell, you crazy bastard!
Okay, have it your way.
Damn, that's a hell of a story. You guys are so young.
Many things happen in the fog of war. There are only losers. Some lose their life, others lose arms and legs that are violently torn from their body. Most lose their soul forever. I could have and should have stopped the execution. What's done is done. No excuses. That prisoner didn't need to die. I know that now. The memory is part of my punishment.
Was that soldier really fished out of a dumpster?
That's what he told me. He was never adopted, so he was raised by many different foster parents. He died in the Nam, probably for the best. Bobby literally had nothing to live for or a home to come back to. He was only 20. Bob truly was a burnout. When he died, the circle was complete. He finally met his rendezvous with destiny. What a guy. My adoptive parents took good care of me. I was lucky.
Man, that's some heavy shit. I won't ask any more questions about how you managed to live that nightmare. You said you only mentioned this to a friend, JD.
Oh, he was more than a friend. I loved him like a brother. Even to this day, I miss him.
You said you were his friend. How did he die?
He died young, too young. His memory is still fresh in my mind.
What do you mean?
Well, we grew up together. He never lied to me. That means a lot from where I come from. JD and I were free spirits. Johnny Law didn't like us being so free.
I do remember you saying you left your hometown, but not much more.
Well, he was the kind of guy that everyone should have for a friend. He only had a sister. His mom and little brother were murdered.
Oh shit. That's awful. How did he survive after that? Losing someone is one thing, but murder?
Yeah, I often think of him. My mother once told me that you can always have money, comes and goes, but a real friend, you can never spend.
Your mother must have been a thoughtful person.
She was. I tried to be a good son.
So tell me about JD.
Well, JD and I were always into something, legal or illegal. He always had to be a tough guy. Otherwise, people would take advantage. JD had a big heart, saved enough money to send his sister to college.
No wonder why you liked him. Did he go to Vietnam?
No, he had asthma. When I came home after serving my time in the Army, he was there for me. Joe Eddie didn't like him, but in time he learned that JD wasn't the boogeyman.
How did he die?
That's something I never talk about.
I can respect that. Sounds like you had a real friend.
That I never doubted.
Your uncle and JD, people I would like to have met.
I'm sure the feeling would be mutual. They were my heart. We were friends to the very end.
Joaquin,
Yes.
why are there so many questions and so few answers?
My best guess would be that if we had all the answers, then what would be the point of living? Life is what you make it. We should always ask questions. That's part of our job. Don't think freedom is free.
You have a way with words.
My uncle said the same thing a long time ago. We humans tend to muddle things up. There's nothing wrong with the world. It's humans that throw the monkey wrench into the equation.
So, if I live a proper life, I shouldn't have any problem?
Well, not exactly. You see, you have free will. If you're not careful, you just might make a mistake that can lead almost anywhere. So, choose wisely.
I'm sure Grandpa would have said something similar.
I'm honored.
I'm going to see if I can find my grandfather's name. Want to come?
No, but I'll be here when you return.
See you then.
Okay.
Joaquin, you were so right. I found my grandfather's name. As I was tracing his name, I got this strange feeling. I never experienced anything like this in my life. I didn't hear his voice, but I felt his presence. It scared me at first. Then I felt a calmness come over me. I can't explain it. This wall must be sacred.
Only if you believe in what you say and feel. You are part of him. I'm sure if you come here to share your thoughts and dreams, you will find what you're looking for.
I'm beginning to believe that we didn't just meet here by accident. Could all this be a coincidence?
Maybe God is having a little fun. He just gave us a wink. I felt a connection when we first met. I was waiting for you to make the first move.
Really?
Cross my heart, hope to die.
I think I know more than what I'm able to understand at this moment.
Think of it as a kaleidoscope. All the colors mixing, yet each is separate. You and your grandpa are separate, but your colors run together. You share the same blood.
I feel like I found him but lost him at the same time. Am I making sense?
Of course you are. We're standing on hollow ground. Anything is possible. What we say to our loved ones or hear their responses is only through God. Speak your peace with a truthful heart. You'll never go wrong.
Joaquin,
Yes?
I've been lying to you
About what?
about my family, my mom, and dad. Me.
Go on.
You want to say? Okay, so my dad left shortly after I was born. I never knew him. My mom, like your uncle, took her own life. I too have been in jail. After grandmother died, I didn't want to live with my uncle, so I ran away. I stole a car, but was busted halfway out of town. I spent 18 months at Hickey in Baltimore. I just got out a couple weeks ago. I'm living at a shelter right now. What I told you about my grandfather is true. That picture, I truly believe, is him.
Well, I believe you. It's okay. I've told myself things I desperately wanted to be true. Don't beat yourself up. No damage done. I still like you. From where I'm sitting, I see a fine young man.
My mother raised me till I was 17. When she passed away, I tried to live with one of my uncles and his family. They treated me well and all, but I always felt like an outsider. They have 2 sons and 1 daughter of their own. I have no home.
I see now what brought you here. You want to connect with someone, even if it means you never met them. The wall cried out to you, and you came running. You were compelled. You couldn't help it. Your grandfather needs you as much as you need him.
So, you're not angry with me.
Never, my son. Now you got here is proof enough. Meeting me was optional. Anyone else could have been here.
If that's true, so I'm glad it was you.
Me too.
Joaquin,
Yes?
I belong to a gang in Baltimore. I'm a burglar and a thief. I break into people's homes, rob people, then we beat them the fuck up. I never had a job. I take what I want. I told you another lie. I have no real friends. I feel so alone and afraid.
Damn. You didn't even go to war. But somehow you became a casualty. Now that war affected more people than anyone will ever know. Especially family members that were left behind. Like you and that prisoner.
What do you mean?
It's hard to explain, but I'll try. You see, most combat soldiers, including myself, returned from Vietnam feeling the same way you just described. Afraid and alone. Your grandpa is telling you that you're not alone. He and 58,000 others are rooting for you. Every one of them is your friend. You need never to feel alone or afraid.
I totally understand. I'm a bully. I still push people around. I wasn't very nice to you at first. I beg your pardon. This gun was given to me by a gang leader. I'm supposed to kill someone or kill myself. He said that this is the initiation to get it again.
Get those kinds of people out of your life. Throw that gun into the Potomac. Sometimes we grab onto what we think will benefit us. You're still in control. Baltimore is 50 miles from here. D.C. is big enough. One could get lost. It worked for me.
I'm beginning to see that all this anger and fear are due to my own insecurities. I feel better now. You're a real friend. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you nailed it. It took me a lifetime. to figure out why I was so angry. You're a bright kid. Don't waste it like I did.
I never hear you brag. I'm sure you've done a lot of good. I wish you would have met a long time ago.
Well, real war is nothing to brag about. It was just time that kept us apart. God's will brought us together. He picks his own time and place to come out and play.
I still have many questions.
You have a lifetime to find answers you need. I know it's hard keeping it all inside. It's even harder to try and ignore. Have you ever heard of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse?
Can't say that I have.
Well, the first horse is white. It represents master of deceit. The second horse is black. He is the manipulative tyrant. The next is a pale horse. He spreads death. And the last horseman is red. He is a warrior, man against man. They represent life in a struggle, its struggle to stay alive. A very wise person shared this with me many years ago. He was a Buddhist. The point being, which horse do you ride?
I want to ride the red horse. I want to be a warrior, because I know I am. You look very interesting life. I bet my grandfather was a lot like you.
I'm flattered and humbled. My Uncle Joe Eddie believed that only the unlucky soldiers returned home. I now believe we survived because God had a plan and a purpose for us. This is what I believe.
I'm glad I'm part of that purpose.
You are a big part of all this, my friend.
I will never forget this day or you. I only met you today, but it seems like I've known you all my life.
Okay, I've seen my finest hours have faded and away and replaced by bewilderment, not knowing why or what I was running from, making my own rules, fighting society with all my heart just to fit in somewhere, carrying a gun to tame my fear, only to find I was wrong most of the time.
Maybe I can help.
My dear friend, you have already done more for me than you will ever know. No better friend need I have than you.
You've done the same for me. Now I know where to come to when I feel afraid and alone. When do you plan to return? Will you be here when I return?
I have a little surgery coming up, nothing to worry about, just removing some cataracts. I should be feeling better next week. I'll be here around 9 a.m. each morning.
I'll be here.
Be sure to wear a red shirt. Red's my favorite color. Once I owned a red 1967 Malibu Chevelle with a 327 engine and 4 on the floor. I felt liberated behind the wheel. I could go anywhere, fast.
That's so cool. Okay, it's a date. See you next week. Same time and place. My friend?
Oh, I'll always be your friend. Take care. Remember, always be good to yourself. Joe?
Yes.
I want you to have this. It may not be worth anything. Danny was 18 years old when he gave it to me, just a day before he died. It's one of my only real treasures. Save it until you find someone worthy of possessing our small symbol of life.
Really? I'll wear it so proud. I promise to pass it off someday. It's my own son and daughter. I told him about Danny and you. I was passed on to me.
That's great. See you next week.
Excuse me. Is your name Joe? I was a friend of Joaquin's, and we shared a room together over at Walter Reed Hospital.
You said you were his friend. Where's my friend? Where's Joaquin?
I'm very sorry, but he didn't make it through.
What do you mean?
Well, he died on the operating table.
He's dead? He told me they were only removing cataracts.
Well, he had many medical issues, and one of them was Agent Orange. And I've heard, the doctor told me not too long ago that he might have died from coronas. We're just not really sure about that. Did you know him very well?
Just a lifetime.
He gave me this to give to you, and I certainly hope it helps you. And I'm very, very sorry about what happened. Keep us in your prayers.
Me too. Thank you.
Hi, Joe. Sorry I couldn't keep my promise to meet with you. I wanted to tell you the truth about my medical condition, but you looked at peace with yourself. I wanted you to stay in that moment. We all deserve peace of mind. When you feel the need to speak with me, you know where to come. I'll be right here. I've waited a long time to reach the other side. I hope to be among friends. I'm grateful to have traveled on that twisting highway I once called life. I was forced to live with hardship and pain. My reward, I believe, will be that I won't cry or hurt anymore. I won't know a thing until I get there. Wish me luck. Don't be sad. Someday you'll find what you need in life. When you do, hold on to it. Don't squander your blessings. Always try to do the best you can. You'll make mistakes. Learn from them. Don't ever let anyone get the best of you or tell you that your dreams will never happen. You can do anything if you have the stamina to see it through. Try and be your own man. Always be loyal to your real friends. Help those who aren't as fortunate as you. And remember to leave a little for yourself. If you live a good, honest life, you will reap what you sow. When I meet your grandpa, I'll tell him what a wonderful grandson he has. I'm sure he already knows that. So, take care, my friend. When you go to bed tonight, say a prayer for us both. Your forever friend, Joaquin.
When it comes down to everything on the line, I just want to get you off my mind. I feel like Ali in my prime. We living in the war, but I know I can't win it every single time. How you gonna make it out when you from nowhere? Everybody saying DC is hot every day. I just wanna go and say what I wanna fucking do. I don't see no proof, I don't see no proof in no proof. I just wanna go and make a woman out of my dreams. Everybody know I'm a coke fiend. I used to sell that dope back in the day. I don't care what the hater guy say. Say something to me, say it to my face. Say it loud like you black and you proud, but I don't give a damn. Everybody want me to go where I swam at. I just go where the fishes at. You can sleep with the fishes, you can go and fuck some bitches, but you gotta make a choice, make a choice for your life. Everybody talking out of spite. I lived in the war like I was my granddad, but I just see everybody in the clean pants.